Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is June 17th, 2026, and we are going to read from Deuteronomy chapter 22, and then we're going to read Psalm 110 and 111. All right, so Deuteronomy 22, we started some miscellaneous laws yesterday. We're going to continue with those, then move into some laws of sexual morality. Again, Moses is preparing this second generation to go into the promised land. The first generation got there and they balked and didn't want to go in, and they were forced to wander for 40 years. Now, some of the children of them are in this second generation, and then their children's children. So Moses is repeating a lot of commandments and statutes that he gave their parents. Now he's going to give them to them. There's a few modifications, a few additions, and things like that, because now they're going from being a wandering people that they're going to now have a more permanent presence. So let's go ahead and we're going to read Deuteronomy chapter 22. You shall not see your brother's ox or his sheep going astray and hide yourself from them. You shall certainly bring them back to your brother, and if your brother is not near you, or if you do not know him, then you shall bring it to your own house, and it shall remain with you until your brother seeks it. Then you shall restore it to him. You shall do the same with his donkey, and so shall you do with his garment. With any lost thing of your brother's which he has lost, and you have found, you shall do likewise. You must not hide yourself. So a lot of this is love your neighbor as you love yourself. Pick it back up at 4. You shall not see your brother's donkey or his ox fall down along the road and hide yourself from them. You shall surely help lift them up again. A woman shall not wear anything that pertains to a man, nor shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all who do so are an abomination to the Lord your God. He made them male and female, and that's the way he wants them to be. That's where that law comes from. You don't want to agree with it, that's take it up with God. All right, so let's go over to 6. If a bird's nest happens to be before you along the way at any tree or in the ground with young ones or eggs, with the mother sitting on the young or on the eggs, you shall not take the mother with the young. You shall surely let the mother go and take the young for yourself, that it may be well with you and that you may prolong your days. You take the mother for food, you don't have any more food. Verse 8, when you build a new house, then you shall make a parapet for your roof, that you may not bring guilt of bloodshed on your household if anyone falls from it. So anticipating that they're going to be in houses instead of tents. You shall not sow your vineyard with different kinds of seed, lest the yield of the seed which you have sown and the fruit of your vineyard be defiled. They start mixing them up, and then they're not growing a particular crop in a particular field. It starts to get mixed up. And the best I can do on that. Well, I guess I can do a little bit better on that. You don't see fields today that are planted with a bunch of different things. It's, here's a field of this, here's a field of that, here's a field of nice and in order. You shall not plow with an ox and a donkey together. Why? Because an ox and a donkey aren't going to work together. They're two different kinds of animals. Ox would be clean, donkey's unclean. You want to go that way, but a big strong ox and a little donkey, they're not going to pull the same way. You're just going to make a mess of your field again. You shall not wear garments of different sorts, such as wool and linen mixed together. I don't think anyone really knows for sure why that, but it's a commandment of God not to do, and it's a little thing. Are you going to be obedient in a little thing? If you're not going to be obedient in a little thing, then you're not going to be obedient in a big thing. I know I would have actually cautioned people that, because I used to teach people how to use a vehicle when I worked for the government, and it was, hey, if you're going to go fill it, don't wear mixed clothing, because as you're moving, you're making static electricity, and you go to touch the nozzle. So you got to always make sure you got to ground yourself out before you do that. I don't know if that's why this was there, but again, if you're obedient in small things, then you're likely to be obedient in big things. You shall make tassels on the four corners of the clothing with which you cover yourself. So another small commandment to see if people will do it. Verse 13, if any man takes a wife and goes into her and detests her and charges her with shameful conduct and brings a bad name on her and says, I took this woman, and when I came to her I found she was not a virgin, then the father and mother of the young woman shall take and bring out the evidence of the young woman's virginity to the elders of the city at the gate. And the young woman's father shall say to the elders, I gave my daughter to this man as wife, and he detests her. Now he has charged her with shameful conduct, saying, I found your daughter was not a virgin, and yet these are the evidences of my daughter's virginity. and they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. Then the elders of that city shall take that man and punish him. And they shall fine him 100 shekels of silver, and give them to the father of the young woman, because he has brought a bad name on a virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife. He cannot divorce her all his days. But if the thing is true, and evidence of virginity are not found for the young woman, then they shall bring out the young woman to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her to death with stones, because she has done a disgraceful thing in Israel, to play the harlot in her father's house. So you shall put away the evil from among you. If a man is found lying with a woman married to a husband, then both of them shall die, the man that lay with the woman, and the woman. So you shall put away the evil from Israel. If a young woman who is a virgin is betrothed to a husband, and a man finds her in the city and lies with her, then you shall bring them both out to the gate of that city, and you shall stone them to death with stones, the young woman because she did not cry out in the city, and the man because he humbled his neighbor's wife. So you shall put away the evil from among you. So saying she must have consented, because if it was rape she would have screamed, and she's in a city that's packed with people, and people would have heard. Verse 25, but if a man finds a betrothed young woman in the countryside, and the man forces her and lies with her, then only the man who lay with her shall die. But you shall do nothing to the young woman. There is in the young woman no sin deserving of death. For just as when a man rises against his neighbor and kills him, even so is this matter. For he found her in the countryside, and the betrothed young woman cried out, but there was no one to save her. So she's out in the country, she screams her head off, there's no one around, so she's presumed innocent in that instance. Verse 28, if a man finds a young woman who is a virgin who is not betrothed, and he seizes her and lies with her, and they are found out, then the man who lay with her shall give to the young woman's father 50 shekels of silver, which would be the bride's price, and she shall be his wife, because he has humbled her. He shall not be permitted to divorce her all his days. A man shall not take his father's wife, nor uncover his father's bed. All right, let's move over to Psalm 110. Announcement of the Messiah's reign, a psalm of David. So this is one of those messianic psalms. In fact, it's quoted quite a bit in the New Testament. So let's go ahead and we're going to read it. The Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand till I make your enemies your footstool. The Lord shall send the rod of your strength out of Zion, rule in the midst of your enemies. So Jesus uses that with the Pharisees when he asks them, how is it that David calls the Messiah his Lord, if he's supposed to be his son? And they refuse to answer. Your people shall be volunteers in the day of your power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning. You have the dew of your youth. The Lord has sworn and will not relent. You are a priest forever, according to the order of Melchizedek. The Lord is at your right hand. He shall execute kings in the day of his wrath. He shall judge among the nations. He shall fill the places with dead bodies. He shall execute the heads of many countries. He shall drink of the brook by the wayside. Therefore he shall lift up the head. So it's promising that the Messiah will be a king and the high priest. There's only one king that satisfies being the high priest also, and that was Jesus. So we know this is a messianic psalm. Psalm 111. Praise to God for his faithfulness and justice. And we don't get an author for this, but these psalms are all pretty much related. We've just been praising God. And praise the Lord. I will praise the Lord with my whole heart in the assembly of the upright and in the congregation. The works of the Lord are great, studied by all who have pleasure in them. His work is honorable and glorious, and his righteousness endures forever. He has made his wonderful works to be remembered. The Lord is gracious and full of compassion. He has given food to those who fear him. He will ever be mindful of his covenant. He has declared to his people the power of his works, in giving them the heritage of the nations. The works of his hands are verity and justice. All his precepts are sure. They stand fast forever and ever, and are done in truth and uprightness. He has sent redemption to his people. He has commanded his covenant forever. Holy and awesome is his name. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all those who do his commandments. His praise endures forever. May God bless the reading of his word. May God bless you. Bye.